This game wrap is brought to you by AAA Restoration, your water damage and remodeling professionals. By Score Game Day Bags. You got the hat and t-shirt, now get the Score Game Day Bag. Visit scoregamedaybag.com. By Ideal Vision, one-of-a-kind eye care for one-of-a-kind eyes. By San Antonio Masonry and Steel, located on FM 1560 North and in Converse. And by...
Hi everyone, Mr. Bowtie here. Thank you so much for checking out my content and my channel. Now make sure you bang home that red subscribe button on YouTube so that way you can stay up to date on the latest content from around the area that you won't find anywhere else. And follow me on Twitter at Mr. Bowtie 1982. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Explaining the intricacies of the playoff scenarios for District 29-6A is tougher than explaining the intricacies of the Electoral College. 7 of the 9 teams are within a game and a half of the top of the standings, but some teams are in better position than others. District standings on your screen brought to you by AAA Restoration. Warren and Brennan are in good position. Both are 4-1. Warren beat Brennan earlier this year, so they're in first place. You see the congestion behind them. Stevens at 3-2. 4 teams behind them at 2-2. Last week, Harlan beat Stevens with a last-second field goal, so they're actually in better position because of how the zone playoffs played out last week. Warren, I mentioned at the top of the district standings, they lost to Taft in the game that currently does not count in the district standings, but if the season does not finish and they go back to the zone playoffs, Warren would be out of the playoffs. Complicated enough, I told you, is not as easy as it looks. Warren and Harlan play tonight. Harlan's last 2 games have come down to the wire. They won last week on a walk-off field goal. They lost their previous game before that on a walk-off field goal.
There's last week's hero for Harlan, Emmanuel de los Santos, who had a walk-off field goal to beat Stevens. Head coaches Josh Luttrell and Eddie Salas before the game. Both are huge game show fans. And in honor of the passing of Jeopardy legend Alex Trebek, we present Warren Harlan in the form of Jeopardy! Now into the stadium are today's contestants. First, a team on the southwest side of town seeking their first district title since 2008 under a new head coach. Here are the Warren Warriors. And a third-year team who dominated 5A ball their first 2 years, setting all the records for a new San Antonio football team, and is slowly growing into 6A ball. From West San Antonio, it's the Harlan Hawks. And your host of Jeopardy, Mr. Bowtie. Thank you. Welcome to the show. I'm not as good as Alex Trebek, but I will certainly do the best that I can. Let's play Jeopardy, and remember, all the answers must be in the form of a question. Player A, you go first. Okay, let's take defense better than the Jets for 600. The first half of the Jeopardy round featured a lot of punting, although he had 2 early sacks. Who was Harlan's Christian Espinoza? That's correct.
I just remember beating the guy off the edge and getting momentum for our offense so they can get out there and score. The biggest adjustment is just the practice. We practice hard during the week and we execute and we can make adjustments during halftime so we can come out and hold them to 2 touchdowns.
Let's take Harlan's offense for 200. The answer is he got Harlan's offense going after only 1 first-quarter first down with 2 catches, including a 29-yard touchdown reception. Who was Andreas Spriggs? Correct. His receptions opened the scoring and Harlan led 7-0. Okay, let's take Warren offense for 400. The answer is his stellar 51-yard catch and run for a score got the Warriors on the board. Who was John Carrasco? Correct, and he actually caught it 2 yards behind the line. PAT failed, Harlan still led 7-6. How about receivers way better than what the New York Jets have for 1,000? He saw a ball go by a defender, caught it, and scored a touchdown that made the band strike up a tune. Who is Harlan's Elijah Gonzalez? Yes, 13-6 the score, and the band was excited. I'll take high school defenses way better than the Dallas Cowboys for 800. Daily double. The answer is, when Kannon Williams tried to lead his team down the field for a late score, he made a key interception. Who was Quincy Amos? Way to go, his interception kept it at 13-6 going into Double Jeopardy. Let's play Double Jeopardy, I mean the second half. I'll take long third down conversions for 1,200, Mr. Bowtie. Warren quarterback Gabriel Marin ran this length to convert this long third down conversion that led to a field goal. What is 27 yards on 3rd and 26? That's right, the Warriors made 2 field goals in double jeopardy to pull within 13-12. All take crucial penalties for 1,600. This play continued Harlan's drive after it looked like it was stalled. What is a defensive holding call against Warren? Correct, and no foul for unnecessary roughness against the kicking balls. All stay with the same category for 2,000. The answer is, a Warren interception on 4th down was negated because of this foul. What was defensive pass interference? Yes, the play came on 4th and 4, and both penalties were critical in the game. Okay, let's try second half touchdowns brought to you by Score Game Day Bags, special code SPEC20 for 400. After those 2 critical Warren penalties, the Hawks did this. What is a touchdown catch by Kamali Anderson? Yes, and it gave Harlan a 20-13 lead after 3. I'll try a new category, 2-point conversion attempts for 1,200. After a Warren touchdown pulled them within 2, this happened. What is an incomplete pass? Yep, 2-pointer failed, but Harlan only led 20-18 with 9:15 left. Mr. Bowtie, I want to go back to second half touchdowns brought to you by Score Game Day Bags, special code SPEC20, take it for 1,600. He only had 6 catches in the game, but his second touchdown of the contest made it 26-18, and he did a Spriggs dance afterwards. Who was Andreas Spriggs? Too easy. You are such a genius that makes Ken Jennings look like a high school dropout.
Our coach just tells us to do our 111 every play, go out and ball out how we go. Everybody got to do their play, and it just happened to be my play, and I came out there to score.
Okay, players, time for Final Jeopardy. The category is dramatic endings. Make your wagers. The answer is 12 seconds left with Warren looking for miraculous play. This is how the game ended. While they write down their answers, let me tell you Harlan and Warren combined for almost 700 yards of offense. While Harlan had their lowest point total of the season, Spriggs had 163 yards. Let's see what our player wrote down. What does a Nathan Johnson walk-off sack? That's correct, and Harlan wins Jeopardy 26-18. The players are so happy they won, and they get to come back and play again.
They the number 1 team in the... We number 1 now. 6-8 now.
You know how we come, man. It's East-Fest. It's East-Fest.
Don't sleep on the O-line, bro.
What do they get? A win that keeps Eddie Salas' team in the playoff hunt.
The last 2 weeks, we played great, 3rd and 4th quarters, but we could not start fast, and I think we're there now. Now it's a complete game. Our kids are playing, and now we're getting to those wins. So, we got another game against Holmes next week, and we got to get our kids ready, and same thing. Our concept's going to be the same, start fast.
They will return next week to take on Holmes. Reporting from San Antonio, I'm not Alex Trebek, but instead his intern, Greg Sherman.